English 9, Part 3, Analyzing Themes. Read the following quotes and choose the theme that best relates to the quote. 35. It is when you know you are licked before you begin that you begin anyway and see it through no matter what. Is that A, prejudice and racism, B, innocence, or C, courage? 36. There's a black boy dead for no reason, and the man responsible for it is dead. Let the dead bury the dead. Is that A, prejudice and racism, the quote, B, justice, or C, empathy? 37. You never really understand a person until you climb in their skin and walk around in it. Is that quote about A, empathy, B, courage, or C, racism and prejudice? 38. He ain't company, Cal. He's just a Cunningham. What is that quote about? A, prejudice. A is justice, B is prejudice, and C is gender roles. 39. I'm thinking I'm beginning to understand why Boo Radley stayed shut up in his house all this time. It's because he wanted to stay inside. Is that A, Jem's maturity and empathy, B, Scout's maturity and empathy, or C, justice? 40. The quote below refers to: as you grow older, you'll see white men cheat black men every day of your life. Whenever a white man does that to a black man, no matter who he is, that white man is trash. Is it A, Atticus telling Jem that white men treat black men unfairly based on their skin color? Then those white men are not good people. B, Atticus telling Alexandra, his sister, how Bob Ewell is a bad person? Or C, Atticus telling Tom Robinson that it is wrong the way he has been treated. Part 4, Analyzing Quotes. Read the following quotes and choose the speaker and the significance of each quote. So who said each quote? 41. Atticus Finch won't win. He can't win. He's the only man in these parts who can keep a jury out as long as in this case like that. And I thought to myself, well, you're making a step. It's just a baby step, but it's a step. Who said it? A, Calpurnia talking to the children about Atticus being a fair lawyer and taking steps to changing the racist views of people in Macomb. B, Miss Maudie explaining to Jem that Atticus was chosen for the case because he's a fair man who can tap into the hearts of people in Macomb and get them to maybe change their views. Or C, Judge Taylor speaking to Atticus about his reason for appointing him as Tom Robinson's lawyer. Next page, 44. Your father does not know how to teach. You can have a seat now. I mumbled that I was sorry and retired to meditating about my crime. A, Scout's first grade teacher makes her feel bad about being able to read when she should feel proud that she can read and write at such a young age. This exchange demonstrates how many people in Macomb are very small-minded in their views. B, Scout's first grade teacher makes her feel bad about knowing how to read at such a young age. Scout's teacher feels jealous that Atticus is an educated man and can help his daughter with her schoolwork. Or C, Scout's first grade teacher becoming angry that Scout can read because she feels Scout is acting superior and like a know-it-all in the classroom. 34. Tin foil was sticking out of the knothole, just above my eye level, winking at me in the afternoon sun. I stood at my tiptoe, hastily looked around, once more reached into the hole and withdrew 2 pieces of chewing gum, minus their outer wrappings. Is that A, Scout showing her curiosity and poor manners by taking something that did not belong to her? B, one of the first indications that Boo Radley wants to be friendly towards the children and has noticed her interest in him by leaving harmless and thoughtful gifts from them? It becomes clear that Boo is a good person. C, one of the first indications that Boo Radley was trying to harm the children for snooping around in his yard. He wanted the children to get caught taking the gifts so that they would leave him alone for good. 44. Your father's right, she said. Mockingbirds don't do one thing but make music for us to enjoy. They don't eat up people's gardens, don't nest in corn cribs. They don't do one thing but sing their hearts out for us. That's why it's a sin to kill a mockingbird. Who says it? A. Miss Maudie scolding the children for playing in the yard and shooting at the mockingbirds. B. Miss Maudie instilling her religious views in Gem and Scout. Or C. In addition to bearing the title of the novel, this passage demonstrates how similar Atticus and Miss Maudie are. Both agree that it's a sin to kill a mockingbird, an animal symbol of Boo Radley and Tom Robinson, and neither has caused harm and proved to only have pure hearts. 45. The quote says, "It's not necessary to tell all you know. It's not ladylike. In the second place, folks don't like to have someone around them knowing more than they do. It aggravates them. You're not going to change any of them by talking right. You got to want to learn themselves. And when they don't want to learn, there's nothing you can do but keep your mouth shut or talk their language." Who says that? A. Calpurnia explains her understanding of different kinds of people. Cal speaks proper English in the Finch home, proves that she is educated and cares about how she is perceived. She also shows respect for people at her church and in her community by speaking the way they do. B. Calpurnia is teaching Scout what it means to be ladylike because she is frustrated with Scout acting like a tomboy all the time. Calpurnia is like a mother figure in Scout's life and feels that it's her duty to change Scout's ways. C. Calpurnia explains why she dislikes being around people in her community because how judgmental they are towards her for being educated and speaking properly. Alright, number 46, figurative language. 46, tinfoil was sticking out of the knothole just above the eye level, winking at me in the afternoon sun. Is that A, a simile, B, a metaphor, C, personification? 47. Mr. Yule wrote on the back of the envelope, looked up complacently to see the Judge Taylor looking at him as if he was some fragrant gardenia in full bloom on the witness stand, to see Mr. Glimmer half sitting, half standing at his table. How is that? Is that a simile? A, metaphor, B, personification, C? 48. When I pointed to his palms slipped slightly, leaving greasy sweat streaks on the wall, and he hooked his thumb in his belt. A strange small spasm took him, as if he heard fingernails scrape slate, but I gazed at him in wonder. The tension slowly drained from his face. His lips parted into a timid smile, and our neighbor image buried with his sudden tears. "Hey, Boo," I said. What kind of writing is that? A, simile, B, metaphor, or C, imagery? True and false section. 49. Bob Ewell is prejudiced because he judges people after he meets them. 50. To be a dynamic character means a character changes over the course of the story. 51. Gem and Scout both mature throughout the course of the book. 52. Scout is a static character. 53. Mrs. Dubois died behold to a morphine. 54. In his efforts to protect Gem and Scout, Boo Radley kills Bob Ewell. And the final question, 55. Tom Robinson and Bob Ewell are considered symbolic mockingbirds in the novel. End of the exam. Thank you.